Hey everyone, welcome back. Basically, as committed in our latest Python tutorial, right? Now, in this particular video tutorial, we are going to see how we can create a new project in PyCharm. Now, what is PyCharm? PyCharm is, it is a IDE. So, this is how the welcome screen of PyCharm looks like. So, PyCharm is a IDE for Python developers. This is again, so that they so this IntelliJ idea community, right? They also they have this particular python the id for python developers, and there are two editions that are available. One is their licensed one, which is a paid one, and another one is their community edition, where you can download and use it for free. So I have downloaded the community edition from the IntelliJ IDEA PyCharm website. You just can Google for it, like download PyCharm community edition, and you will be able to see the executable file or application as per your operating system. So just download that, install that, and once you open your PyCharm IDE, you'll be able to see the similar setup there, right? So I assume you have downloaded and installed that particular thing. That click on this project and click on this new project. So then you just give the name of your project and on which location you want to install, I mean to configure your project first. So I'm just naming it as Python tutorial underscore 1. You can just give any name. So the more important part of configuring a Python project in PyCharm IDE is setting up this new environment, right? So now see, the purpose of configuring the Python project into PyCharm IDE is like we wanted to write code Python code into this particular IDE, and ultimately we wanted to execute that code, run our Python code. So for that, what PyCharm does is PyCharm creates its own virtual environment inside a PyCharm project or inside a PyCharm IDE itself, right? So that's where this virtual env comes into the picture. So the ultimate purpose of configuring or creating the virtual environment is, if let's say assume you have written your Python program and now you want to execute it, so you can do all these things like development of your Python program plus its execution into the same environment. You really don't have to import that program onto some different location where Python is installed and then run your Python code. So for that purpose we have this virtual environment, and you also make sure that you select this particular thing so that the virtual environment will be configured inside your PyCharm project itself. Okay, so this is a recommended setting. Keep rest of the things as it is basically in the default way, and just click on create. So as you can see, it is creating this virtual environment here. It is a very quick process, and if you see this particular thing, right, whatever name project name that you have given, so you can see that project name within the PyCharm IDE, and then see, this is the virtual environment. It call it as, or it name it as VENV. VENV stands for virtual environment, and all the libraries, then binaries, whichever it needs to execute and build your Python project or Python script are present within the virtual environment. And this particular virtual environment is specifically created for this Python underscore tutorial underscore 1 project. So on the same lines, like whichever number of n number of projects you want to create, it can have its own virtual environment which is like enclosed within your Python project, so that the execution and development of Python code becomes little easy. That simplifies the life of a developer, I would say. So it is pretty much recommended and standard practice that I have seen across industry. So this is actually a good and useful thing. And this is one sample file that PyCharm gives you, which could be a starting point for your Python code development. That it creates this particular py file where you can write your Python code and basically run that. So down the lines in other tutorial we will take a look on how to write your first Python program, a kind of a hello world script for your Python program. But at this point of time, I'm not going to go into the details of how to write your first Python program. I'll just show you, because this is a sample dummy program that is being given by PyCharm when while we are creating this first project in Python. So I'll just show you that how to run a Python script or Python program in PyCharm IDE. So for that, you just click anywhere, just do the right click and click on run main. So nothing very it's a very simple Python script where just we are trying to print hi PyCharm. Okay, so this is what it prints. If you see here, then it prints this particular thing, that hi PyCharm. Okay, so anyways, I don't want to go into the details of how to write a Python program. That anyways we will see in this particular Python tutorial series. But that's it for this particular thing. In this particular tutorial I have explained that how to create a new project in PyCharm IDE, and with this sample code that is been given by PyCharm, we have just seen that how we can run a code. Okay, so signing off for now. Stay tuned for more Python development codes and tutorials. So thanks for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.